G'day all. So in this question here, we're going to be looking at sort of our start of space and the makeup of our atoms. So this one specifically is going to be looking at helium-4 nuclei. So a section of space contained 20 neutrons prior to nucleogenesis. How many helium-4 nuclei would have been formed in this section of space during nucleogenesis? So just looking at this particular atom. So just highlighting some key information, we had 20 neutrons prior, and we're looking at how many helium-4 nuclei would have formed. Okay? So this is our important information. So we just need to recall what helium-4 is made up of. Okay? So, what's happening here? There we go. So helium-4, this here is made up of 2 neutrons and 2 protons. Okay. Just remember this 4 section, that tells you essentially how many of these atoms are in it. So it will tell you that there's helium, that's got an atomic number of 2. So that's how many protons there are. So that means that there's going to be 2 other neutrons with it. So just be aware of how that works out. For example, if it said helium-5, I don't think that's even a thing, but that would be 2 protons and 3 neutrons. Okay? So we just need to recall some information on nucleogenesis. Okay? So and there was 7 protons for every neutron when this was happening. Okay? So in our question it says there was 20 neutrons. Okay? So there was 7 protons for every neutron. So with this, we can figure out, thinking ahead again. So with this, we can actually work out how many protons there were. So if there's 7 protons for every neutron and we had 20 neutrons, all we need to do to figure this out is do 7 times 20. And this tells us that there's 140 protons in this space. Okay? So there's heaps of these here. There's heaps of these protons, but there's only, just remember, we only have 20 neutrons. So with this, we just need to figure out the maximum amount. So each helium atom has 2 neutrons and 2 protons. So the protons aren't going to be worried, there's going to be heaps of them. Okay? But since we only have 20 neutrons, okay, how we actually figure this out, because this is going to be our determining factor of how many there are, because it's the lesser number. Alright? So with this, we just need to work out, because there's 2 neutrons in every helium-4, you just do 20 divided by 2, and this equals 10. So as each helium-4 atom requires 2 neutrons, with 20 available, that means a maximum number of 10 or 10 helium-4 nuclei would be made. Okay, so that's just that little statement at the end. Sorry, my hand keeps drawing these when I'm writing up the top. Okay, so really with these questions, first you just need to break down what is made up of what you're looking at. So with helium-4, this has got 2 neutrons and 2 protons. Okay, then we just need to figure out if it's going to be our protons or our neutrons that are going to determine how many are going to be made. Most of the cases of these types of questions, it will be the neutrons because there was just so many less of them. Okay, prior to nucleogenesis. Okay, so just break it down like that. Okay, then figure out what the max amount is that you could make. Okay, 10 for this example here, and just write it as a short statement at the end. So I hope this helps everyone, and